It's time now for the best high school sports action from the WBCB Sports Network. Catch the best games from Bucks and Mercer County at WBCBsports.com and our Facebook page. Your home for high school sports is right here at WBCB 1490.
Good evening. Welcome to Fairless Hills, Pennsylvania, and into the Falcons' nest as we get you set for high school basketball on the WBCB Sports Network. This is the McCaffrey's game of the night. Pennsbury hosting the Abington Ghosts. Tonight's game on WBCB brought to you by Jefferson Health, McCaffrey's Food Markets, McCaffrey's Exceptional Every Day, thanks to Rob's Automotive and Collision, St. Mary Medical Center, BCWSA, the Bucks County Water and Sewer Authority, Penn Community Bank, Team Toyota, the Revere Restaurant, the Peruzzi Auto Group. Thanks to the Trentonian, you're listening to the Trentonian pregame show, getting you closer to the start of tonight's action thanks to Di Lorenzo's Pizza, the Berg Pizza on New Falls Road, for helping make portions of tonight's game possible. Thanks also to Jammer Doors and to the Pennsbury Regional Basketball League. You can learn more league details online at prblonline.com. And thanks also to the Pennsbury Basketball Boys Parents Club. Today's Pennsbury Boys District 1 playoff game brought to you by Total Project Solutions, partnering with TNN Van Service, the Taddy family. Wishing the Falcons the best of luck in the district tournament. Total Project Solutions providing office furniture, installation, and assembly. TNN Van Service adds their relocation and warehousing services. And so if you're moving businesses in the Mid-Atlantic region for over 25 years, Total Project Solutions. Call them at 856-727-7300. That's 856-727-7300. And we thank them for their support of tonight's high school basketball on WBCB. This is opening round District 1 tournament. And Rob Gilmore, Gus Barber with us, Ben Goldstein taking care of stats, and Jordan Hirsch will have a write-up of the game for you on the WBCB Sports Network. And tonight, guys, the season is on the line as we enter district play. And for Pennsbury, a familiar foe. They haven't matched up with Abington in a few years, but these two teams used to be league opponents not too long ago, Gus.
Yeah, when I went to high school here, we played them a bunch, and they always used to have our number, but this is going to be a high, intense matchup tonight. You can just feel it already in the gym. The energy is high. Everything is going. The juice is there.
Absolutely. For the student section, it's a whiteout tonight, so they got the theme going. And, of course, the Pennsbury student section recognized as the best in the area by the Courier Times. So, Rob, we got the atmosphere and a great matchup here. Abington fighting out of the Suburban 1 League Liberty. They come in at 12-10 overall, but a dangerous team. And Coach Grasty, he reached a pretty impressive coaching milestone. It's his 13th season with the Abington program, and he marked his 250th. All right, back here at the Falcons' nest. And just moments away from getting this one started. Pennsbury coming in as the 13th seed in the district. So they earn the home game tonight against the 20 seed Abington. The winner here will move on to take on CB East. The Patriots are the 4 seed, so that's the next stop officials tonight, Chris Anholt, Chris Lucarini, and Nate Alcott. For the Falcons, one thing they're going to have to deal with when it comes to Abington is a little bit of pressure. The Ghosts will apply some press at times, and one of the things the Falcons are going to need to do is avoid turnovers and be able to handle the pace that the Ghosts are going to try to have them playing at.
Yeah, Chris, I expect this to be a scrappy game tonight. Both teams very good defensively throughout the course of the season. Also, both teams kind of struggle a little bit from time to time on the offensive end, and I look to see some aggressive defense from both sides tonight, and I think it'll be a low-scoring game, and whichever team is able to lock down a little bit more on defense will be able to pull out the win.
Yeah, I think you're right on the money there, Rob, when you talk about the potential physical play here. As assistant coach Kurt Bergman was telling me, Gus, that he expects it to be kind of chippy and to be physical at times tonight between these two teams.
Yeah, when you come into this type of game, you know that the energy and the play is going to be very chippy, and especially with two teams that like to play defense.
Right.
Pennsbury loving to play defense all season, very chippy with it, very tight man pressure. And then this Abington team, they're not afraid to do a full court press and just really strap you down all the way trying to the offensive side. So really, when you look at this type of matchup, there's going to be a lot of chippiness, there's going to be a lot of possibly fouls and a lot of hard takes to the basket.
And we see a lot of that with Pennsbury guard Ty Kozak. And when I was talking to Coach Grasty, I said, what have you talked to your team about when it comes to this matchup? And he said, well, we have to keep an eye on number 15. Of course, that's Kozak. And he is a guy who will get inside, get into the paint, force his way to the basket, and make something happen there. Either get himself to the line or get a shot up. And he also said we're going to have to also watch out for number 25. And that, of course, is Ryan Zuckerman for Pennsbury. And those two guys have been great on the backboard, Rob, throughout this season. Zuckerman averaging close to 10 rebounds per game, and Kozak from the guard spot averaging almost 8 rebounds per game this season. And when I was talking with Coach Bergman before the game, he said backboard. That was the all that he said about tonight's game. So they're going to have to control the glass, and so those two guys are the two players who have done that for Pennsbury throughout this season.
And that's been such a huge key to their success throughout the course of the season. They've won the rebounding battle, it seems like, in just about every game. And that's been a big factor, especially in the games that they've won. And Ty Kozak, you mentioned his name. He's been around for a while. He's been such a great veteran leader of this team, and I expect him to do his part to pull out a win tonight for the Pennsbury Falcons.
Absolutely, veteran leadership with Kozak, and throughout this season, you've seen the leadership from Ryan Zuckerman, who started varsity basketball for the first time as a senior this season and has made a huge difference for this Pennsbury program. Falcons again earning this District 1 opening round home game. It's the McCaffrey's game of the night on WBCB, and we are getting closer to getting this one underway. Let's get ready to rumble. I believe we'll have a performance of the Star Spangled Banner. Mr. Dan Mahoney will take over on the PA.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to round 1 of the District 1 playoffs between the Abington Galloping Ghosts and the Pennsbury Falcons. Please rise for our national anthem. This evening's national anthem will be performed by Cadence Gress, a Pennsbury sophomore, cheerleader, and member of the PHS choir.
Oh, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched, we're so gallantly streaming, and rockets rattle, the bells bursting in air,
All right, starting lineups coming up. McCaffrey's game of the night on WBCB.
For tonight's starting lineups, for the Abington Galloping Ghosts, starting at guard, number 1, Damon Rawls. Starting at guard, number 5, Jeremiah Lee. Starting at guard, number 14, Paul Glantz. Starting at forward, number 15, Kamari Brasher. And starting at forward, number 23, Kellen Ingram. The Galloping Ghosts are head coached by Mr. Charles Rasky. Assistant coaches Aaron Massey, Sam Simonek, and Viscarello. And now, the starting lineups for the Pennsbury Falcons. Starting at guard, number 1, Teddy Mangan. Starting at guard, number 2, Mike Ragagrande. Starting at forward, number 10, Connor Taddy. Starting at forward, number 25, Ryan Zuckerman. And starting at guard, number 15, Todd Kosak. The Falcons are head coached by Mr. Wes Emmy. Assistant coaches Kurt Bergman, Mike Higgins, Jermaine Major, Lou Cognini, and John Lowe. This evening's officials are Chris Lucarini, Chris Anhalt, and Nate Alcott.
All right, just about ready to go. And great to see Teddy Mangan back in the starting lineup for the Pennsbury Falcons. He got banged up in their regular season finale against Council Rock North. The Falcons returning to District 1 playoffs. Last year they fell to Penwood in round 1, hoping to have a little better result tonight as they host the Abington Galloping Ghosts, a rivalry that goes back to the early 2000s. But it's been a while since the Falcons and the Ghosts have played the 2018-2019 season.
I'll tell you what, Chris. What is a galloping ghost? Is it like a horse that's a ghost?
I think it's connected to like the football player Red Grange. I think might have been called the Galloping Ghost, and I think he might have been from the Abington area. I think it's something like that. But we are underway. We'll check that as we go through the game. We got to get Ben Goldstein to
figure this out. Come on, Ben.
Help us on that one. He's doing stats for us. We appreciate that. Ty Kozak gets into the paint, puts one off the glass and in. Well, a great start there for Pennsbury, getting a bucket on their first possession. Now the Ghosts take over. They give it to Rawls up top. Now around to Jeremiah Lee. Up top, there's Glantz. They drop it down low. A drive to the bucket by Kellen Ingram, and the 6'4 junior forward scores to tie us up 2-2.
Yeah, good play there. Just a little ball movement, try to do a little give and go, get a drop down to the center, and then he just made a great move.
Kozak drives, gets the whistle, but he's not going to get credit for the shot.
Yeah, and this is one thing I wanted to bring up, though. Kozak, we've seen him in the regular season either some games be kind of a distributor, or some games just take it himself and try to take over the game. And this may be a game that he may take over, and so far, first 2 possessions, he's taken both shots.
He was awesome in the early going in the North Penn game. There's a drive by Ingram and a rejection, the block from Ryan Zuckerman.
Mean mug on his face. Oh, what a block. Put some energy into this Pennsbury team early.
They get it into Jeremiah Lee. Lee, a 3-level scorer, gets it inside. They kick it back out to Glantz. Glantz driving. Off the glass, no, and Kozak wins the rebound battle.
And we talked about it. One of their best rebounders is Kozak, and he's sneaky sometimes with it.
Gets over to Taddy, gets it back from him. Those 2 play catch, and now Taddy goes left, pulls up for the jumper. Doesn't quite get the bounce. Glantz trying to kick out, and it's stolen away by Teddy Mangan. Mangan, the 5'10 junior guard, back in the starting lineup, and he comes up with a big steal for the Falcons. At the other end, Kozak driving, no. Tries to put that one back up. That's no good. Connor Taddy picks up the loose ball out to Rocco Grandi. And he connects on the three-pointer.
Smooth touch there by Rocco Grandi on the corner three.
Nice job by the Falcons on the backboard in that possession. Kozak getting a couple of looks and then kicking out to Rocco Grandi in the corner, and there's Zuckerman with the steal. They tried to get it into Ingram, and then they take it away.
But very smart move by Zuckerman. Knows that he's getting a little outpaced and isn't the best ball handler to slow it down and give it to a better ball handler, Kozak.
And now Kozak's got it up top again.
I'll tell you what, this Pennsbury defense has an intensity in their eyes I haven't seen all season.
Rocco Grandi, an intense drive to the bucket, tries a scoop shot with the left. Not that time, and here's Glantz back the other way. Abington setting up the offense, and Falcons knew they were going to have some challenges with their speed, their size, the pace of play that Abington goes at. There's Glantz driving, and another block by Zuckerman, but they're going to say he fouled him. I think that's going to go against Zuckerman, yes.
And there was some contact on the way up. A good job by Glantz to drive to the basket. He'll go to the line for two.
First trip to the free throw line goes to Abington. Coach Grasty with a strong group of players. Again, Jeremiah Lee, kind of their leading scorer, leading offensive guy, getting some looks. And Coach Grasty, kind of an understated talk I had with him. He said Lee, he's coming along. I mean, he's a really talented player, but still a youngster.
Yeah, some of these guys, we forget that they're still young teenagers and that they still have a lot to develop and a lot of game left in them.
Glantz goes 1 of 2 at the line, makes it a 5-3 game. Connor Taddy drives in and then dishes out to Kozak. Mangan making some moves, driving off the glass. He's got it. Great to see that from Teddy Mangan. Makes it 7-3.
Those are the type of plays that Pennsbury missed last game against North Penn. Really big subtraction when he wasn't in the game, so him being healthy is big.
Glantz nearly got it stolen away. They keep it alive, and Ingram gives it back to Glantz. Glantz around Kozak, pump fake, goes up, and he scores.
Nice pump fake there by Glantz. Got his defender to leave his feet, and that at that point had an easy bucket.
7-5, Falcons by a bucket. Around to Rocco Grandi in the corner. Looked like they were trying to get it inside to Taddy. Instead, Kozak will take it into the paint, and his shot rejected by Ingram. Both teams with a big block in the first quarter. Now Rawls going left. Gives it up to Lee. Lee in the paint. Gets the runner off with the right hand, and he'll go to the line. A little too strong with the shot. Big wins for Abington this year over Westchester East, Upper Dublin, and Cheltenham, some of the top teams that they were able to take care of.
Number 13, Joshua Young in the game.
Lee makes it a 1-point game. McCaffrey's game of the night on WBCB. McCaffrey's Food Market's exceptional every day in the Edgewood Village Shopping Center, 635 Heacock Road in Yardley, and the villages of Newtown, 2890 South Eagle Road. Offensive rebound for Ingram off the miss. Still fighting for possession. It's loose, and Connor Taddy picks it up. Nice job by Ty Kozak to rip that one away momentarily, and Taddy able to secure it. Now he's got it up top. Around to Rocco Grandi, who's marked by Glantz. Into Zuckerman, nice entry. Zuckerman tries to spin that off glass, no. And then his shot rejected, but he's fouled and will go to the line. Nice job, good activity by Ryan Zuckerman.
And this is going to be a big part of the game here to see if Pennsbury will win or lose this game. It's the free throws. Very suspect all year with the free throws, so this is going to be a big game for them.
And another possession there, Gus and Rob, where the Falcons got a second chance at it. They are doing a pretty good job, it seems, on the backboard. Falcons out rebounding Abington 5-3 so far. And it's given them a couple of second chances.
And they've already been able to cash in on a few of those second chances as well.
Zuckerman makes it an 8-6 game. Now Lee trying to go around a couple of defenders, gets it back, step back jumper short. Picked up by Zuckerman. Gets it over to Cohen, who's entered for Connor Taddy. Gets it out in the corner along the baseline, back to Kozak. Coach Emmy trying to get his offense going. That one blocked underneath the pass, taken away by Josh Young. Driving at the other end is Rawls, and it's another block for Ryan Zuckerman.
Looks like Zuckerman's playing volleyball out here right now. Jeez Louise.
Josh Young, who's now entered, and Zuckerman is the guy defending Young. Young, a 6'5", senior forward center. Looked like a backcourt violation. Officials say no.
Yeah, he was close, but he stayed onside.
Yeah, but Josh Young going to be playing football at the next level, at the college level. A great receiver for Abington. That one's tipped away and taken by Kozak. Couple of turnovers for Abington. Kozak gets inside, gets the shot off. That's no good, and then they're going to say it's a tie-up. I mean, a ton of contact in there, and Kozak disappointed he didn't get the whistle. And the possession arrow, we're going for the Ghosts. So bringing up the floor is junior Khaled Jenkins, hands it off to Lee. Lee bounces out to Miller. And nice job by Mike Rocco Grandy. Knocks it off of Abington, out of bounds, and the Falcons take over.
You can tell right now how much this game means to this Pennsbury team. You're seeing a lot of emotions from players you didn't see a lot of emotion of during the season. That shows you how much this means to them.
Now 4 turnovers for Abington. Falcons with a 2-point advantage with just over 90 seconds to go in the first quarter. Mangan working against Jenkins. Jenkins with good defense, good quickness to stay in front of Mangan. Now Kozak goes around Lee, kicks out to Mangan, but a whistle, a foul on Jeremiah Lee. Lee picks up the block, and for Jeremiah Lee, that's his second foul. That's kind of a costly one. I would imagine they want to try to maybe get him to the bench. They want to see him pick up a third foul. Falcons get it in to Rocco Grandy. Shovels it out to Mangan. Mangan hands off to Zuckerman. Abington seems like they've ratcheted up the defensive intensity a degree or two as we're down to less than a minute remaining. Nice drive by Rocco Grandy, but then he is blocked at the end, and a foul by Josh Young.
I was going to say, there was a lot of contact there. They kind of called a similar play on the other end of Zuckerman, so if you're going to call it one way, you got to call it the other way.
To the line goes Rocco Grandy.
More free throws for Pennsbury. Crucial part of their game this right now. Able to hit the first one.
Again, the season on the line for both of these teams tonight as we're in opening round action in the district bracket. Get a couple of wins in the district and you will earn a spot in the PIAA playoffs. But you got to take care of business tonight. First things first. Nice job by Rocco Grandy. Hits at the line, makes it 10-6. Jenkins over the timeline, out to Lee on the wing. Send it around to Glantz. Glantz, he's trapped. Passes out of trouble. It's tipped, nearly taken away. Miller will hoist up the 3. Off the back rim, no. Lee with the offensive board. Sends it back to Jenkins, and Abington look over to Coach Grasty, start the offense up.
I'll tell you what, I've seen some good defensive performances by Pennsbury this year. This may be one of their best performances yet.
Well, that time it's Ty Kozak with a push foul behind Josh Young. They did a good job getting Young the ball down on the post, but Pennsbury called for the contact. Lee up top, dribbling around, trying to get it into Josh Young, nearly taken away from Kozak. Young gets the shot off, doesn't get the bounce. Jenkins and Kozak fighting for possession, and it's another tie-up. This time, Falcons with the arrow.
Number 3, Aaron Jones in the game.
And Ty Kozak continues to be right in the middle of everything underneath the glass.
Eric David with a long pass up to Rocco Grandi. He's got time to get the shot off. Gives it over to Danny Cohen. Jenkins, that'll count if it goes, but it comes up short, and we reach the end of the first quarter. It's Pennsbury 10, Abington 6. District playoff action on WBCB. The McCaffrey's game of the night. McCaffrey's Food Market's exceptional every day, thanks also to Jammer Doors and Windows, a fourth-generation family-owned and operated business. Since 1920, showrooms in Lawrenceville and Yardley, Jammer provides sales, service, installation of garage doors and openers, featuring Raynor garage doors, both steel and aluminum. Raynor garage doors certified for durability. Jammer also has entry doors, patio doors, storm doors, and windows, and they do their own work and installation. They don't use subcontractors, so you can trust the work that they do. Check out their showroom, 2850 Brunswick Pike on Business Route 1 in Lawrenceville, in Yardley, and the showroom open by appointment. Call 215-493-7709. Proud to support the Pennsbury Falcons is Ken Kozak at Keystone Lending Partners, serving all your mortgage needs and licensed by the PA Department of Banking. Ken Kozak works for you at Keystone Lending Partners, and we thank them for their partnership as far as tonight's game is concerned, helping to make it possible on the WBCB Sports Network. Yeah, the Falcons still with an edge on the glass, out-rebounding the Ghosts 8-5 after one quarter of action. Jenkins driving, couldn't finish, and quickly up the floor, Callahan to Eric David. For Pennsbury, it's David with Cohen, Zuckerman, Callahan, and Taddy. Eric David in the corner, back up top to sharpshooter Connor Taddy. Nice job by Zuckerman, sees an opening, drives, and gets the whistle. Another trip to the line for Ryan Zuckerman.
Yeah, beautiful move by Zuckerman. Saw that the defender was baiting a little bit to the handoff. So he saw the lane, fakes handoff, takes it himself, goes up with it, and gets the foul call. You saw it so many times with Joel Embiid, so might as well try it yourself, you know?
Yeah, if you're not going to block my path to the bucket,
I'm just going to take it.
Be aggressive. The foul was against Miller, his first.
I love this ball with the gold PIAA on it. It's so pretty.
Well, again, the winner here will move on to play CB East. They earned a bye in this first round of the district bracket, and they'll host the winner of this one. 11-6 now as Zuckerman connects at the line. About a minute gone in the second quarter. McCaffrey's game of the night. Chris Irmer with Gus Barber and Rob Gilmore, and the Falcons poke it away, and they steal another one. Turnover number 5 for Abington. Danny Cohen with an entry down low to Zuckerman. Zuckerman elevates and takes contact. Another trip to the line for the 6'5 senior.
Great feed down to Zuckerman, able to draw the contact, but this Falcon defense just all over the place, forcing turnover after turnover in the early going.
Makes it 12-6 as checking in is Kamari Brasher for Ingram. Zuckerman eyes another one. Little off the mark there, and the score remains 12-6. Third trip to the line for Ryan Zuckerman. Now getting back to work on defense. Lee out to Young. Now up top to Jenkins. They run at him, nearly get the steal. Glance into the corner. Lee will pull up for the runner and knock it down. Nice job, Jeremiah Lee.
Good patient ball movement by Abington, and Jeremiah Lee with the runner.
And that's the guy they wanted, in Lee's hands to make some stuff happen. Now Connor Taddy fires away. Quickly coming back the other way, the Ghosts. Falcons in a man-to-man defense, but you see they're taking an opportunity to try to trap some of the ball handlers. Lee along the baseline, no, but he's fouled, and Cohen gets the whistle, his first.
Yeah, very selective with when they trap and who they trap, and so far they've been very successful with getting Abington out of whack, a little out of rhythm, and doing some bad passes. And see if they keep going with it.
These two teams still feel like they're kind of feeling each other out. Nice entry into Josh Young, and he stays elevated and drops that one through to make it 12-10. Nice job by Josh Young, a sixth man, but he's been in the starting lineup for them. He's suffered some injuries this season. But it's a do-or-die situation tonight for both of these teams. Kozak goes left. He's cut off along the baseline. Out to Mangan, who fires away. Three no good, and Young with an easy rebound drops it off to Rawls. Now Glance. That one was from deep, went halfway down, pops back out again, and the Falcons bring it up the floor.
Yeah, so we know he's not afraid to try to hit from deep.
And I think if the Falcons say if you want to shoot from there, go ahead. So far, the Ghosts 0 for 3 from three-point range. Kozak working against Lee, goes inside with the left hand, gets his own miss a couple of times, out to Taddy, up top three, no, and Josh Young is in there to secure the rebound. Glance back to Young. Young three-pointer is good. And that gives Abington their first lead tonight. Makes it 13-12 in the McCaffrey's game of the night.
Young coming off the bench and making an immediate impact the last 5 points for the Galloping Ghosts.
And the Ghosts go pretty deep into that bench, Rob. They'll usually play about 11 guys, and I think we've seen at least 10 on the floor in this first half. Nice drop off there to Connor Taddy. Gives it back to Mangan in the corner. Mangan working against Glance. Takes it inside. Out to Zuck. Zuck puts it on the floor. Hot pass over to Callahan. Nice job by Sam Callahan to go up with the shot, take contact, and get to the line. And a great job by Zuckerman.
Yeah, great job.
A laser beam pass there, Gus.
Yeah, I don't know how he was able to corral that and go up with it, but a beautiful job to do that. But this is what we've talked about all year. It's a great job to get to the free throw line, but you got to convert.
Yeah, and when you're playing with Ryan Zuckerman, you better keep your head up because you never know when he might be looking your way.
And that shortstop arm beams one at you.
And, a good point, though, Gus, that the Falcons just throughout this season have been not as good as they would like to be at the line, and it's something you can't afford in district play. Sam Callahan goes 1 of 2 and ties us up at 13.
Yeah, especially in district play. This is the one time where all facets of your game are supposed to tighten up and supposed to go to another level.
The Falcons have been getting to the line with some consistency tonight, so if that free throw shooting comes around, I think it'll be a harbinger of good things to come as Rawls sends it across there to Brasher. Brasher now gets it back, looks to enter into Young. It's tipped away, and then Zuckerman with his third block. And this one might have been the most impressive so far tonight.
Definitely the most emphatic one. He sent that one all the way into his bench.
Yeah, that was like a volleyball spike.
Oh,
he spiked that one, and it spiked your heart rate a little bit, Gus.
I thought I had a mini heart attack.
Well, good defense there by the Falcons, and Abington trying to get Jeremiah Lee to start to feel his scoring touch a little bit. He gets it up top, working against Rocco Grandi. Driving on him. Runner with the right hand is too strong, and Rocco Grandi grabs the tipped ball. Around to Connor Taddy, now Mangan with it on the wing. Rawls all in his business. Nice job by Rocco Grandi, but then Lee with a block, his first of the game. And great action in this opening round between these two teams. And timeout taken by Coach Charles Grasty. Coach Grasty in his 13th season with the Ghosts. We mentioned it earlier. He picked up his 250th win with the program on February the 3rd. They got a win over Wissahickon. And you say, okay, 250 wins, 13 seasons. That's a clip of 19.2 wins per year.
Yeah.
Pretty impressive. And this year they had to fight through the tough SOL Liberty division, so 12-10, but so far in the first half, given Pennsbury all they can handle in this one, it's a 13-13 game in the McCaffrey's game of the night. Don't forget, you missed the action on BCB. Read about it in tomorrow's Trentonian for complete local and national news and national sports coverage. And they 7 days a week, the Trentonian or online Trentonian.com. The only newspaper serving Bucks, Burlington, and Mercer County 7 days a week. It's the Trentonian. McCaffrey's game of the night. McCaffrey's in the Edgewood Village Shopping Center and in the villages of Newtown. We thank them for their support of tonight's game on BCB. Out to Jeremiah Lee in the corner. Working against Rocco Grandi. Bounces it to Young. Gets it right back from him. Little triangle offense there. They get it inside to Young. He can't finish. And then a whistle underneath. They're going to call that on Ty Kozak. Kozak was on the floor. So I'm not sure how he fouled somebody.
Number 20, Jack DiArco.
You and me both, Chris. I'm baffled by that one.
It's his second. And so they're going to have to manage that foul situation as we get down to under 2 minutes remaining in the second quarter. Don't want to see him pick up another one before halftime. Glance, hook shot, rattles it home. And gives the Ghosts a 2-point advantage. Falcons out there with Mangan, Kozak. That's Rocco Grandi with it, gives it over to Zuckerman. That's the Falcon 5. On the floor as we reach the final seconds of the first half. Underneath there was Cohen, and they call a traveling violation. It didn't look like there was much there either, but officials say he was unable to hold the pivot.
Yeah, didn't see much there, but obviously we're over here and the rest are over there.
Yeah, Falcons now with 5 turnovers in the first half, and that's potentially a costly one. 3 on the way. Off the mark that time from Jack DiArco. DiArco, he's got the green light as he comes off the bench. Shooting, Taddy fires away. Falcons cold from beyond the 3-point line tonight. Rawls with a kick out to DiArco. And now they give it up to Young. It looks like they're trying to potentially get Jack DiArco an opportunity for a corner 3. Glantz, though, will drive on Connor Taddy. His layup comes up short, and Zuckerman brings it up the floor. And now Taddy will work for the last shot of the first half. Takes it up top, gives it over to Taddy, fires away, and nails a three-pointer. Gives the Falcons a 1-point lead, and then a ball is stolen by Kozak, but time expires before the Falcons can get a shot off. But a big three-pointer by the 6'3 junior Connor Taddy right towards the end of the first half gives the Falcons a 16-15 lead at halftime in the McCaffrey's game of the night. Stay with us. We're going to step aside briefly. We'll return to take a look at first half scoring and stats and get you ready for second half action. This is the McCaffrey's game of the night, brought to you by Jammer Doors and also by McCaffrey's Food Markets. And hey, before we step aside, I want to remind you that the class of 73 going to be celebrating their 50th reunion at Westoby Hall on May the 6th. Join your Pennsbury classmates from the class of 73 for fun, music, dancing, catch up, and you can learn more about the event at Pennsbury 1973 50th reunion.org. The class of 73 and their 50th reunion happening on May 6th at Westoby Hall. All right, we're coming right back with scores and stats. It's the Falcons by 1 in opening round district play. High school hoops on BCB.
There really is nothing like a home team advantage. That's why Team Toyota makes a great choice for your next vehicle purchase or service. With our MVP pricing guarantee, teammate rewards program, and streamlined customer experience, our award-winning operation ensures that you can trust our process. A home team advantage is nothing without the community. Our employees are part of our family, part of your town, and we're all part of the team. We're always here for you at one of our 3 locations in Princeton, Langhorne, and Glen Mills, or at teamtoyota.net.
BCWSA customers, former Phillies pitcher Tommy Green here. I played on the 1993 National League champs, so I know a thing or two about what it's like playing on a winning team. BCWSA has all the ingredients. They make it easy for their customers to get automatic updates by text, email, or phone anytime there is a disruption in your service area. You can even customize your alerts by going to bcwsa.net. That's bcwsa.net. BCWSA, your partner for a safer environment. BCWSA, proven.
Hi, Merrill Reese reminding you to come back home to traditional Italian cuisine at the Revere Restaurant, 802 River Road in Ewing Township. You'll always feel welcome at the Revere. It's like stepping back in time where you'll feel like you're dining in South Philly or New York's Little Italy. Start your meal with complimentary Hoboken bread. Choose from a menu featuring fresh seafood dishes, succulent steaks and chops, or homemade pasta dishes. You can even eat at the bar. The Revere is open 7 days for lunch and dinner. Private room available for special affairs, plus catering. For reservations, call 609-882-6365. That's 609-882-6365. Come home to traditional Italian cuisine. The Revere Restaurant, 802 River Road, Ewing Township.
Whether you're just getting started, already well on your way, planning for your future, drafting your vision, growing toward greatness, or finding that dreams really can come true, whatever your next steps are, we'll be right here with you, just like we have been for 150 years. Start here, grow here, stay here. Penn Community Bank. Here we are, and here we grow. Member FDIC.
Jefferson Health has been serving Northeast Philadelphia and Bucks County for more than a century. Their Frankfort, Torresdale, and Bucks Hospital locations are there for you with primary and specialty care, emergency care, and of course, inpatient care. Wherever you live, work, or play, Jefferson Health is there with exceptional care. Jefferson is where you are. Call 1-800-JEFF now to schedule an appointment or visit jeffersonhealth.org.
All right, welcome back to the Falcons' Nest. Pennsbury with the narrowest of leads, 16-15 at halftime. Winner of this matchup will head to CB East to take on the 4-seeded Patriots in round 2. The Falcons fell to CB East in their only matchup by 1 point a buzzer beater by Joey Giordano beating the Falcons, so they would love to see CB East again, and a game that I think they felt like they had and just unable to close the deal. Falcons and the Ghosts, you got to win tonight to move on and advance to the seeding round for the state playoffs. 12 teams from District 1, 6A reach the PIAA state tournament. The top 8 seeded teams in District 1, 6A will have a bye into round 2. And so now we are into this format. Let's take a look at first half scoring. First for the visiting Abington Ghosts. They were led by Josh Young, came off the bench and made a big impact, had 5 points, including one connection from beyond the 3-point arc. And also with 5 points in the first half, 6'1" sophomore guard Paul Glantz, and Glantz also with 3 assists in the first half, so he was able to find some of his teammates for some buckets as well. Glantz with 5, and then 3 points from Jeremiah Lee, and 2 from Kellen Ingram. So kind of a low-scoring first half. I think that might work to Pennsbury's advantage, as they have the 1-point lead, and we'll take a look at their scoring, a more balanced look. 5 points coming from Mike Roccograndi, 3 from Ryan Zuckerman, 3 from Connor Taddy, and then it was 2 points from starter Teddy Mangan, 2 points from 6'1" senior Ty Kozak, and Sam Callahan connected on 1 of 2 free throws to help get the Pennsbury Falcons to 16 first half points. From the free throw line, the Falcons went 6 of 10, hitting for 60%. The Ghosts didn't get to the line as often and only shot 50%, going 2 of 4 from the stripe. Also in the first half for Abington, 4 rebounds for Jeremiah Lee. So although he's not scoring at the clip he sometimes does, still helping them on the glass. And for Pennsbury, both Ty Kozak and Ryan Zuckerman have picked up 4 rebounds apiece in the first half of play. Well, we got a good one going, McCaffrey's game of the night, and we'll get back to action in just a little bit. Falcons trying to handle the Ghosts' full court pressure, and they talk about limiting their turnovers tonight. Falcons guilty of 5 turnovers in that first half, and they caused 5 turnovers as well. So that's kind of even after the first half of play. And we'll return to action in just a little bit. Both teams back out on the floor getting warmed up. We're in the Falcons' nest on the campus of Pennsbury High School. It's District 1 opening round playoff action on WBCB, and we'll get back to it in just a moment.
McCaffrey's Food Markets, exceptional every day. Family owned and operated for over 40 years, McCaffrey's is part of your community and a very proud supporter of our local high schools. For true value on the freshest meats and produce to their own prepared food department, to everyday savings on your necessary items, McCaffrey's is exceptional every day. And it's in your neighborhood in the Edgewood Village Shopping Center, 635 Heacock Road, Yardley. The Villages of Newtown at 2890 South Eagle Road, and also in Bluebell, Princeton, West Windsor, and the best of McCaffrey's in Doylestown. Are you living with relentless pain? St. Mary has a new way to help. Knee and hip replacements with a smarter process for faster recovery, earning prestigious awards for quality and value. A rapid recovery program has you walking just hours after surgery, and breakthrough advances such as custom-fit joints position you for a longer pain-free life. 215-710-5888. St. Mary Orthopedics. It's your health. Expect more.
Former Philly Tommy Green, and here's the pitch. More people are online every day to check and pay their bills. Now you can have your BCWSA utility bill delivered electronically. Enrollment couldn't be easier. Just go to bcwsa.net or call 800-222-2068. With electronic billing, you have control to see your bills whenever you want and enjoy the convenience of viewing and printing up to 13 months of your previous bills. Best of all, the service is free. Sign up for e-billing at bcwsa.net. BCWSA, prove it.
We were crediting Coach Grasty with his 250th win, and I think we got to throw some flowers Coach Emmy's way as well. In his first season as the head coach of the Pennsbury Falcons, they've had a lot of success. They've already picked up a league title Not satisfied with that. I know their next goal is to get into the PIAA playoffs. In order to achieve that goal, you got to first win this game tonight in order to have an opportunity to move into that next bracket. But every time I talk to Coach Emmy, he credits his assistant coaches. And Falcons, I think by all reports, by all measures, they've been a very well-coached team this season. His head JV coach, Jermaine Major, that JV team, they've been fighting and competing, and they've been fun to watch. Now that we get into the postseason play, we don't get to see those JV games, but they were impressive this season. And then
obviously we get to see them when we set up, and they were a fun team to watch.
No question, and shows that they got some good things coming for Pennsbury basketball in the future. But then the assistant coaches, Kurt Bergman, John Love, their strength and conditioning coach, Lou Cognini, their director of operations, Mike Higgins, one of their main scouts. And the Falcons assistant coaches deserving some credit. And of course, Coach Emmy in his first season leading this Falcons team to a league title and earning a home game in the district playoffs. Rocco Grandi drives, elevates, and he gets to the line. Foul on Lee, and that's his third. So Jeremiah Lee picks up a costly, quick third foul in the first few seconds of the second half.
Yeah, the one thing you don't want to do if you're him, and as soon as the third quarter starts too.
And maybe a good job. I don't know if this was something they talked about in the locker room, but Rocco Grandi being aggressive on that drive, forcing Lee to foul him. So he puts him in a little foul trouble. Unfortunately, Rocco Grandi not able to connect on his two attempts. Junior point guard Damon Rawls running the show, flips it out to Glance on the wing. They bounce it down low, some baseline moves, but then it's Kozak with another strip. Out to Taddy for three. Not that time, and the long rebound gathered up by Lee. Lee over to Glance, goes around Mangan. Runner is no good, and then he fouls Kozak.
Yeah, and he's complaining about the foul call, but it looked like he was hugging him.
An easy whistle there for the officials.
Very easy. But that's the type of game you're going to get. It's a very chippy game.
And for Glance, it's his first. Abington going to the bench early in the third quarter. As out for them now is Aaron Jones on the floor. Pump fake for Taddy, starts to dribble, over to Zuckerman, three, a little bit off the mark, and then Taddy is going to get whistled for a foul.
And Taddy not too happy with that call either.
Taddy picks up his first foul of the night. 6:39 left in the third quarter. Neither team able to score so far in the second half. Yeah, we're trending towards a low-scoring game between these two teams.
Both teams just locking down defensively.
Rawls with the drive, and then the ball tipped away by Kozak. They're trying to get it into Brasher. Rawls will fire away, and Damon Rawls hits the three-pointer.
Damon Rawls, the little guy with a big bucket. Put his team up by 2.
Ghost back in front. Falcons send it around to Mangan. The junior going right, flips it over to Kozak. Kozak spin move in the lane, able to hold on to his balance and score. Looked like he was going to go down, but kept his footing and ties us at 18. And then the Falcons get a steal. Connor Taddy knocks it off of Glance. Pennsbury takes it away. Turnover number 7 for Abington. Mangan with that little hesitation dribble, gets around Rawls, gives it over to Taddy. Gets it in the corner, fires away. Long rebound, and it's Mangan on the floor to keep it alive for Pennsbury, and then it's taken away. Lee running the floor, elevates, too strong, but a whistle, a late whistle. But the foul on Connor Taddy, his second. That sends Jeremiah Lee to the line.
Connor Taddy once again in disbelief about that whistle. Kind of seems like the referees are waiting to see the result of the play before deciding whether or not to call a foul.
Jeremiah Lee gets his 4th point of the night, makes it 19-18. Ghosts back in front. We've been going back and forth. A good one if you like close games. Stays a 1-point game. Lee for 3. Swish. So a big play right there as they keep it alive, and then a foul on Rawls. And for Rawls, it's his first. So Jeremiah Lee sits down. Jones onto the floor for the Ghosts. And Kozak into Mangan. Mangan working against Rawls. Over to Kozak. Kozak gets it in down low. And as he goes up for the shot, he's fouled and gets the whistle.
Man, a lot of late calls here, I feel like.
That time it's Aaron Jones picking up his first.
And this is, like we said, free throws, big part of Pennsbury's. If they want to come back and stay in this game, these are crucial points.
Yeah, now after that Lee 3-pointer, they're down 4. And a nice job there by Kozak at the line to narrow the gap to 3. So Kozak 1 of 2, but Connor Taddy tracks down the long rebound. Falcons with an offensive board, second chance. They get it into Zuckerman. Quickly kicks out to Kozak. Kozak galloping through the lane. Shot a little bit short. Couldn't quite finish. And then Lee over to Glance in transition. Up top to Rawls, and now the Ghosts will slow it down a bit. Coach Grasty throws up the stop sign momentarily. Inside to Ingram. Ingram with some moves against Zuckerman, and that one rims out. Mangan shovels it over to Zuckerman, gets it back from him. And then Rawls with a takeaway. He runs the floor, but he can't hit the layup. It's loose, and Jeremiah Lee will clean it up for Abington and give the Ghosts a 5-point lead. Jeremiah Lee now with 6 points in the third quarter and 3 rebounds in the third quarter as well. Thanks to Jordan Hirsch and to Ben Goldstein helping us out. Pennsbury did get their 10th defensive board there in that sequence, but now they talk it over, down 5. Full timeout on the floor gives us a moment to let you know tonight's game brought to you by DiLorenzo's, the Berg Pizza at 8919 New Falls Road in Levittown. Owned and operated by third-generation family member Tyler DiLorenzo. And Tyler uses the same recipes his great-grandparents did back in the 1940s in Trenton's famous Chambersburg section. Try the only original Trenton tomato pie, other gourmet pizzas including their mustard pie, soups, fresh salads, hot sandwiches, homemade pasta dishes, all served in a safe, clean atmosphere. Di Lorenzo's The Berg Pizza at 215-943-2605. Thanks also to the Peruzzi Auto Group. Service on all makes and models, and all service performed by certified technicians. Visit a Peruzzi dealership on Business Route 1, where their business is you. And portions of tonight's game brought to you by Total Project Solutions, partnering with TNN Van Service, the Taddy family, wishing the Falcons the best of luck in the district tournament. Total Project Solutions and TNN Van Service. Call 856-727-7300. Falcons get it into the hands of Kozak. Kozak up and under move, but his shot comes up short. The Ghost the other way. Rawls up to Ingram. His pass off the backboard, and then the Falcons dribble it off of a foot. I think that was Zuckerman who lost control. And the ball rolls out of bounds, and the Ghosts with 3:23 to go third quarter inbound, and then give it right back to the inbounder. That's Glantz. Glantz will pull up, jump shot off the window. No, Zuckerman with a great rebound, runs the floor, stutter step in the paint, looked like a walk, gets it to Taddy, 3 off the mark. Both teams with 8 turnovers so far tonight. Ghosts get it to Lee. Lee bounces it back to Rawls. Goes to a little two-man game. Rawls back again, now out on the wing. Out to Glantz, pump fake. And puts it on the floor. Very deliberate and patient possession this time by the Ghosts, looking for the best shot. They get it inside to Ingram, working against Kozak. Spin move in the paint. No, ball is loose, and Connor Taddy has it. Taddy over to Kozak. Kozak takes it right into the chest of Glantz and gets the whistle. And another trip to the line for the Pennsbury senior.
Ty Kozak lowering the shoulder and drawing the foul, and this is a big 2 free throws for the Falcons as they need to get something going offensively to get back into this one.
And proud to support the Falcons is Ken Kozak at Keystone Lending Partners, serving all your mortgage needs and licensed by the PA Department of Banking. Ken Kozak works for you at Keystone Lending Partners.
Oh, that name sounds a little familiar.
And it's Ty Kozak hitting at the line. And we thank Ken Kozak for his support of tonight's district playoff action on WBCB. Thanks to Keystone Lending Partners, helping make tonight's game possible as Ty Kozak eyes another free throw. He gets them both and gets us back to a 1-possession game. Ghosts by 3. Rawls with the dribble, working against Danny Cohen. Rawls open for 3. And he swishes home another 3-pointer.
That's his second huge 3-pointer here in the third quarter, showing the range in this third quarter.
Makes it 27-21. Rocco Grandi with the answer. Can't hit. The ball bouncing around, and finally Glantz will bring it up the floor. Glantz going left on Eric David, draws back, and then gives it up to Rawls. Rawls directing some traffic. Some nifty dribbling. Just passes over to his teammate. Glantz driving. He's cut off. And Kozak with the defense at the rim. Rocco Grandi out to Zuckerman. Thought about letting go a 3. Instead, back to the sophomore. Rocco Grandi driving, and his shot is partially blocked. And then a whistle. And I believe it's a bench warning on Pennsbury. Either a bench warning or potentially a technical foul. Now they're saying bench warning on Pennsbury. Falcons protesting a little too much, according to the official. So a bench warning assessed, and now the Ghosts up the floor, give it to Glantz out on the wing. Glantz up top to Josh Young, gets it back from him. And a whistle, a foul underneath. And I think that's going to go against Ryan Zuckerman. Zuckerman was the guy on the floor, but officials say he's guilty of the foul, his second. They get it into Lee. Lee out to Brasher. Brasher nearly gets it taken away, but Falcons a little too aggressive there defensively, and it's another whistle, this time against Kozak. And for Kozak, that's foul number 3, comes with just over a half minute to go third quarter. Something he's got to be careful of. They get it into Lee. Lee goes right up with the shot, no good. Glantz with the rebound. Nice behind the back pass to Josh Young, and Young knocks that one in, makes it 29-21.
Falcons badly need a bucket here on this possession going into the fourth quarter.
And they get Kozak on a drive, and he lays it home, makes it 29-23. Needed a bucket, got a bucket. Glantz at the other end. At the end of the third quarter, can't hit. So the Falcons narrow the gap right at the end of the third quarter with a great drive from senior guard Ty Kozak. 29-23. After 3 quarters, it's Abington on top in the McCaffrey's game of the night. And again, tonight's game on WBCB being brought to you by Total Project Solutions, partnering with TNN Van Service, the Taddy family, wishing the Falcons the best of luck in the district tournament. Total Project Solutions, providing office furniture installation and assembly. TNN Van Service adds their relocation and warehousing services, moving businesses in the Mid-Atlantic region for over 25 years. Total Project Solutions. They make the move easy. 856-727-7300. 856-727-7300. Again, tonight's game brought to you by Total Project Solutions and TNN Van Services. Thanks also to Keystone Lending Partners and Ken Kozak. Ken Kozak at Keystone Lending, serving all your mortgage needs and licensed by the PA Department of Banking. This is the McCaffrey's game of the night. McCaffrey's exceptional every day in the Edgewood Village Shopping Center and in the villages of Newtown at 2890 South Eagle Road. Rawls with a nice job to get it to Jeremiah Lee, and then Lee fouled and heads to the line. For Cohen, he picks up the foul, his second.
15 foul as they draw closer to being in the penalty.
Hey, class of 73, you got your 50th reunion coming up. Lee hits his first free throw, makes it a 7-point game. 50th reunion coming up at Westaby Hall on May the 6th. Join your Pennsbury classmates for fun, music, and dancing. Pennsbury 1973 50th reunion.org, the website for more information about the event. So Lee gets both free throws. The Falcons bring it up the floor again. They put it in the hands of Ty Kozak, who hands off to Teddy Mangan. Mangan right back to Kozak. Kozak driving. Tries to use the glass, but a little bit too strong. Falcons now need a stop. Ghost get it into Jones, and then Jones tripped up. He goes down, and they're going to call a push, I believe, on Danny Cohen. No, that's Kozak's fourth. So he's going to the bench as Connor Taddy comes back on, but that is a costly fourth foul on Ty Kozak. Ghost get it into Young. Young kick out, 3 on the way. Not that time from Brasher. Quickly the Falcons up the floor to Mangan, and Mangan with the layup makes it a 6-point game.
And boy, did they need that bucket to get some momentum back on their side.
And then Danny Cohen with a steal up top. He runs the floor and makes it a 4-point game with that bucket.
And
that's Cohen.
Big steal by Cohen there.
They get it down low, an easy layup is missed, and then Lee with the runner, he can't hit. Offensive rebound by the Ghost, that's no good. Josh Young with another chance, no. Another opportunity for the Ghosts, they can't hit, and then Glantz is going to be called for a foul. And that sequence has this place erupting.
What just happened, Chris? Oh my God, that was craziness there.
I mean, Ben Goldstein's our statistician. It seemed like the Ghosts had about 5 different offensive rebounds. But the Falcons come away still down 4. They hand off to Danny Cohen. Around the perimeter, Taddy for 3. Not that time, but he gets his own miss. Drives, can't hit that, and then Paul Glantz is going to step out of bounds, and the ball stays with Pennsbury. Down to 5:56 to go now, fourth quarter. Chris Irmer with Gus Barber and Rob Gilmore. McCaffrey's game of the night. Connor Taddy, pump fake, thought about the 3, instead steps in, mid-range 2, no, and then Lee is fouled by Eric David. Eric David with the contact, and that's going to be a costly one because that puts Abington in the bonus and will walk the floor, and Jeremiah Lee will have a chance at a 1-and-1. The next foul that Abington commits will put the Falcons in the bonus. So there's not a huge foul differential. Lee is short with his free throw. Mangan coming back the other way. He's fouled by Rawls.
And now they're in the bonus. Both teams are in the bonus now.
Right on cue.
It's like they heard us talk about it, Chris.
Damon Rawls guilty of the reach in there, and Mangan will step up to the line.
Now, we've talked about how Pennsbury, they've struggled a little bit with free throws all year, but there's some shooters we haven't really seen many free throws of, and Teddy Mangan, for as successful he's been this season, we haven't seen him that much on the free throw strike.
Mangan connects, earns the bonus shot, gets us back to a one-possession game with 5:41 to go. This game was going back and forth most of the night. Abington stretched out to an 8-point lead moments ago. Falcons now have narrowed the gap to 2.
Yeah, brought the life back into these fans.
Rawls working against Mangan. They get it into Young. Young hands off to Lee. Lee looked like he walked in the lane, loses the ball, picks it up, goes up and scores. And the official saying he couldn't have walked with it because he didn't have possession, claiming he bobbled the ball.
Yeah, I think he walked.
They get it into Taddy. Taddy fouled on the floor. That time, Kamari Brasher gets the whistle.
And that's big because now that both teams are on the bonus, any foul, even if it's on the floor, is going to send the shooter to the line. And Connor Taddy, we've seen this year, he's one of the shooters on the team that's actually a productive and positive free throw shooter. We saw Ben Salem, 12 for 12 at the line. So this is the one guy, if you're Abington, you don't want to put on the line.
Don't forget, you can read about tonight's game in tomorrow's Trentonian. Outstanding local and national sports coverage. Count on it 7 days a week. It's all in the pages of the Trentonian. Big free throw there by Connor Taddy makes it a 3-point game. Taddy hits them both. Great support tonight for the Abington Ghosts. Their students and the parents traveling pretty well. We got a pretty packed house at the Falcons Nest. Great atmosphere for tonight's game. Glance around Taddy, continues to drive. Come up just a little bit short with that shot. Did all the work, but they come away with nothing there, and the Falcons now can tie or maybe go ahead in this sequence. Mangan over to Taddy. Out to Cohen in the corner. Taddy gets it right back from him. Look like they want to get Taddy an opportunity for a shot. He dribbles against Glance as we get down to the halfway point of the fourth quarter. McCaffrey's game of the night on WBCB. McCaffrey's food market's exceptional every day. Mangan starts to dribble. He's cut off, and timeout taken. Mangan in a little difficulty in the paint, and the Falcons will talk it over with 3:52 to go. And the Falcons trailing by a bucket. Join us for our DiLorenzo's Pizza Player of the Game. Ben Goldstein will have that interview, and the Pennsbury Player of the Game will get a gift certificate to DiLorenzo's Pizza. Thanks so much to Tyler DiLorenzo for all the support of high school athletics on WBCB. Thanks also to Jammer Doors and Windows, a fourth-generation owned and operated business since 1920. Showrooms in Lawrenceville and Yardley. Jammer provides sales, installation, and installation of garage doors and openers, featuring Raynor garage doors, both steel and aluminum. Raynor garage doors, crafted for durability. Jammer also has entry doors, patio doors, storm doors, and windows, and they do their own work and installation using no subcontractors, so you can trust their work. Check them out on Brunswick Pike, Business Route 1, and in Yardley. Falcons get it into Connor Taddy. Taddy gets the shot off, but it's short. Lee the other way, driving. From Lee, but he can't finish. And then a whistle, a foul on Rawls as he bumps into Teddy Mangan.
And the bonus comes into effect, and this is where all these fouls are really going to start hurting these teams, because as these times go, as the fourth quarter winds down, these teams get more and more aggressive, and that's going to, you've seen that these refs have been calling, even if it's been the slight tickiest attack, they will call, they call.
Yeah, next Abington foul is going to put the Falcons in the double bonus. Right there, Mangan not able to connect on the front end of the 1-and-1. Rawls, runner. No, Josh Young, no offensive rebound, out to Lee. Yeah, you look at the rebound advantage now. Nice little post move by Lee, but again, he gets up close to the bucket, but he hasn't been able to finish consistently tonight.
Lots of missed opportunities by the Ghosts down low.
Ghosts have been much better on the glass. Here's Zuckerman up top. His three, no good. Taddy knocks it over to Eric David, and the Falcons get another opportunity. And Gus, I see you feel like you want them just to slow down here. Eric David along the baseline. Nice ball movement. Mangan for three. Rims out. Rebound that time from Brasher. And timeout taken. A full timeout. Pennsbury tonight just not able to connect from beyond the arc. 2 for 12 from three-point land. Full timeout on the floor. You're listening to the McCaffrey's Food Market's Game of the Night. McCaffrey's exceptional every day in the Edgewood Village Shopping Center at 635 Heacock Road in Yardley and the villages of Newtown, 2890 South Eagle Road. Thanks to the Pennsbury Regional Basketball League, the PRBL. Pennsbury Regional Basketball League. Find out more online, prblonline.com. That's prblonline.com. Jeremiah Lee for Abington now posting a double-double tonight, 13 points and 11 rebounds in this opening round district game. And his Ghosts on top, 33-31. You can read about tonight's game in tomorrow's Trentonian. Outstanding local and national sports coverage and news coverage. Count on it 7 days a week. It's all in the pages of the Trentonian. Or check out the website, trentonian.com. And class of 73, don't forget you got your 50th reunion coming up on May the 6th. It's at Westaby Hall. And it's going to be a night of music, fun, dancing, catch up with Pennsbury friends, learn more about the event, Pennsbury 1973 50th Reunion.org. Back to action, and it's Rawls with the dribble, working against Mangan. Mangan calling for a clear out there. Rawls around him, gets it back from Lee. And Mangan is going to be called for the block. Mangan thought when that whistle blew, he was going to get credit for taking a charge. Instead, it's Rawls to the line, a 1-and-1 to the 5'5" junior guard. And Rawls, he hasn't taken many shots, but I think he's hit every shot that he's taken. A couple of big-time threes. And a big free throw, but he only gets 1 of 2, and it stays a one-possession game, down to 1:45 and counting. Abington by 3. Falcons working the weave, give it to Kozak. Kozak cut off by Lee, throws it over to Taddy. Around to Kozak here in the corner, drives on Lee and scores. Kozak makes it a 1-point game.
Buckle up, guys. We're in for a finish.
You got to win tonight to survive and advance in the district bracket and have a shot in the state tournament. Around to Glantz. Glantz cut off by Zuckerman, and a timeout taken. Timeout taken by Abington. A full timeout with just over a minute to go in the McCaffrey's Game of the Night. Great to have you with us. Chris Irmer with Gus Barber, Rob Gilmore, Ben Goldstein, and Jordan Hirsch with us as well. He'll have a write-up of tonight's game at WBCBsports.com. Hey, for complete automotive service, trust the Peruzzi Auto Group for value and service on all makes and models. Free multi-point inspection on your vehicle with any paid service. A 10% military and law enforcement discount on any service performed. And if you buy 3 tires, get the 4th free. All service performed by certified technicians. Peruzzi, big comfy waiting rooms at their dealerships. Free Wi-Fi and early drop-off available. Peruzzi Service, open Monday through Friday from 7:30 a.m. to 6 p.m. Saturdays open 7:30 in the morning to 4:30 in the afternoon. The Peruzzi Auto Group, service for all makes and models. Visit a Peruzzi dealership on Business Route 1 in Fairless Hills, where their business is you. And we thank Peruzzi for their support of high school athletics on WBCB as we get back to action. Ghosts with the basketball, and we're down to a minute remaining. Falcons might have to think about fouling at some point. Right there, Rawls dribbling, and it's a 5-second violation. Mangan with the defense wins it back for the Pennsbury Falcons.
Yeah, Pennsbury wanting that push-off call, wasn't getting it though. So, what do they call? 5-second, not able to get anything going, just keeping it himself and not able to get any pass out.
Yeah, Damon Rawls not able to get around the defender. Coach Grasty is irate about that call, and he's out to midcourt talking with the officials about it. Meanwhile, it's Pennsbury who took this timeout, just trailing by 1. And Rob, you're right. As you said, we're coming in for a landing. So buckle up.
I'm going to call it right now. I have a feeling that this game is going to be won on a buzzer beater. It's the way this one's gone so far.
Again, opening round district playoff action on WBCB. Don't forget, class of 73, you got that 50th reunion at Westaby Hall on May the 6th. Learn more about the event, Pennsbury 1973, 50th reunion.com. Tonight's district game brought to you by Total Project Solutions, partnering with TNN Van Services. And they've been moving businesses in the Mid-Atlantic region for over 25 years. Total Project Solutions. Call 856-727-7300. Nearly stolen by Lee. Kozak in the lane. Shot off. No. Ball rebounded by Young. Young over to Lee. Now somebody's got a foul as Rawls sends it up the floor, nearly taken away again. Ghost lucky to hold on to it. Rawls around one defender, and Mangan is going to be called for a reach-in foul. And that's going to be a 1-and-1 for Damon Rawls with just under 26 seconds to go in this one. Wow, Rawls uses the glass, uses the rim, somehow gets it to go through the cylinder, makes it a 2-point game, 35-33. Another clutch free throw. Big time pressure here, and it's a miss. Ghosts by 2. Falcons with the ball, and Cohen races it over midcourt, and a timeout taken with 21.9 remaining. So a one-possession game.
Ladies and gentlemen, we got a key pack at the Falcons Nest tomorrow night.
Winner moves on to take on CB East. We will be back here tomorrow night as the girls host Pencrest. If the girls move on, they will move on to play Abington in the second round of the girls bracket. Zuckerman with 5 rebounds in the fourth quarter. He's got 11 in the game tonight. So this one has lived up to the hype. Falcons the 13 seed. Abington coming in as the 20 seed. And for Pennsbury, I mean, do you try to get a quick 2? Do you want to try to get Connor Taddy open for a possible 3-pointer?
I think just the 3-point percentage tonight just has not gone your way, that you just try to get a quick 2 and try to tie this ball game up, and hopefully your defense stays tight and stays ruthless like it's been all game.
Supporting the Pennsbury Falcons, Ken Kozak and Keystone Lending Partners tonight. We thank them for their support of the action. Into Zuckerman. Zuckerman working against Young, gives it over to Mangan. Mangan gets it back from Kozak. 3 is good. Ty Kozak. It's a 2-pointer, so it's 35-35. And timeout taken by Abington with 6.2 remaining. He was close to that three-point line. I thought maybe he was behind the stripe.
I'll tell you what, Chris, that was shades of Kevin Durant against the Milwaukee Bucks a few years ago in the playoffs with his foot just barely on the line.
Well, so fortunate for Pennsbury to have Mangan back after he suffered an injury. We mentioned this week he kind of was able to heal up a little bit, and what a dividend he is paying for Pennsbury with that clutch bucket right there to tie us up at 35. Now the Falcons have to think defense. 6.2 remaining. That's a lot of time for Abington to potentially get a good look. One thing Abington has done tonight is try to get the ball inside to some of their big guys. We'll see who comes out on the floor for them, but I wouldn't be surprised if they try to go into a guy like Josh Young if he comes out on the floor, or somehow get it into the hands of Jeremiah Lee and see if he can create his own magic. It looks like it can be Glantz, Lee, Rawls, Young, and Kamari Brasher. For Pennsbury, you got Taddy, Cohen, Mangan, along with Kozak and Zuckerman.
Surprised Eric David, one of their best defensive players, isn't out on the floor.
They get it into Lee. Lee working against Cohen. Behind the back dribble, loses it. It's on the floor, and we reach the end of regulation.
And look at that, Eric David pumped for his boys. He knew that they had it in them. They knew that they were going to get that stop. They've been tight on defense all year. They needed one stop, and they got it. We're going to overtime.
Falcons come from behind to send this one to overtime. 35-35 in the opening round of district playoff action. This is the McCaffrey's Game of the Night on WBCB. McCaffrey's Food Market's exceptional every day. And if you missed the action here, you can read about tonight's game in tomorrow's Trentonian. Outstanding local and national sports coverage. Count on it 7 days a week. So after 4 quarters of action, Pennsbury 13 for 21 at the free throw line. They shot 61% from the stripe. Right around the same spot as the Ghosts. They didn't shoot as well. 7 for 13. That's a 53% clip. Falcons really struggling from distance tonight. If they can get that going in overtime, that may lift them to the second round of district play. They've only shot 16% from three-point land. You compare that to the Ghosts, and they've shot 33% from OT.
Oh, my blood pressure is so high right now, Chris. Oh, my Lanta.
Great game tonight. A 4-minute overtime, and the Falcons win the opening tip. Out to Cohen. Cohen along the baseline, bounces it into the paint to Zuckerman. Zuckerman was converged on and gives it up to Kozak. Kozak around to Mangan. Mangan's long two, helping the Falcons to tie it up. Zuckerman on a drive, extends and scores. Gives the Falcons the 2-point advantage. Now Rawls setting up the offense, tried to bounce it to Lee, nearly taken away. Lee gets it back and can't finish, and then the ball going to be tipped out of bounds, last touched by Pennsbury. Good awareness there by Lee. Looked like he almost touched that ball, but he was out of bounds. Instead lays off and gets the handoff from Young. Lee double teamed up top, gives it over to Rawls. Rawls trying to go around Teddy Mangan, and Mangan called for the foul. Mangan picks up his third, double bonus for Abington, and Damon Rawls steps up for 2 free throws. 59 seconds gone in this first overtime. Rawls could get this thing back to even, but he can't. And then Zuckerman going for the rebound. It goes off of his fingers, out of bounds, and it stays with Abington.
Looked like Zuckerman was thinking about the outlet pass before he corralled the basketball.
Abington sends it into Young. Young over to Brasher, now back out to Rawls. Rawls around Mangan, kick out. 3 for Lee is good. Jeremiah Lee makes it 39-37. Abington by 2. Connor Taddy for 3. Falcons with the answer, and they're back in front. Rawls up top, sends it over to Lee. Pass deflected, Rawls able to hold on to it, goes into the paint, tries to drop it off, and a whistle, a foul. 2 shots coming up for Abington. That is number 5 on Ty Kozak, and the end of his night.
And that's a big loss for the Falcons. Ty Kozak, the senior, one of their leaders on and off the court.
So they're going to have to replace Ty Kozak, and it's going to be Eric David off the bench for Coach Emmy.
I'll tell you what, too, we haven't really seen a lot of Rocco Grandi the second half.
Well, as you said, Rob, a big loss for Pennsbury. Kozak fouling out as Rawls gets us back to even, 40-40. As we've got just under 2 minutes gone in our first overtime. Damon Rawls gives Abington a 1-point lead. Up top, Teddy Mangan. Mangan with a healthy 3. Rebounded there by Brasher. And the Ghosts walk it over midcourt. Mangan steps out, closes out the distance. Rawls goes around him. Quick guard, a great handle by Rawls. He's done a nice job controlling the action. And now a timeout taken by Abington. Comes with 1:24 remaining in overtime number 1. McCaffrey's game of the night on WBCB. A big thanks to Ken Kozak at Keystone Lending Partners, serving all your mortgage needs and licensed by the PA Department of Banking. Ken Kozak works for you at Keystone Lending Partners. Thanks so much throughout the season to DiLorenzo's. We get to pass along a gift certificate to our player of the game. Makes that post-game experience a little more special. Thanks so much to Tyler for hooking us up. And I think you got some big fans at WBCB and Pennsbury. DiLorenzo's Pizza, 215-943-2605. I imagine they're finally able to take a deep breath after all that Super Bowl excitement.
Oh, yeah.
But always a great spot. The original Trenton tomato pie, the mustard pie, gourmet pizzas at DiLorenzo's. They're down to 1:24 left. Abington out of the timeout with the basketball. And Lee will bounce it in. Almost a backcourt violation. They get it up to Young. Young drops it off. baseline shot, no, but a foul will send Kamari Brasher, the 6'6 junior, to the line.
Falcons lucky that one didn't fall. That could have been a back-breaking and one.
You're potentially stretching this to a 2-possession game, but shot didn't fall, so now Brasher's got to earn them from the line. First one is true. Falcons had to come from behind to get this one into overtime, and they're going to have to do it again in overtime number 1 to try to move on in district play. Nice job at the line by Brasher. That was his first trip to the stripe. He gets them both, makes it a 3-point game. Cohen out to Mangan. Down to a minute remaining. Mangan working against Rawls. Takes him to the baseline. Cut off there. Jump shot, no. But Connor Taddy is there. Offensive rebound and the putback. Makes it a 1-point game.
Great hustle by Connor Taddy, a big bucket.
Glance goes underneath the bucket. Reverse lay-in. And again, Abington by 3. Down to a half-minute remaining. And Pennsbury will take a timeout. Just a heady play there by Paul Glance, the 6'1 sophomore guard. He saw they weren't defending the other side of the rim and makes it a 45-42 game here in overtime. Falcons, their options are limited a little bit without Ty Kozak on the floor. But I would like to see the basketball into the hands of Connor Taddy or maybe Teddy Mangan. Both of those guys seem like they're the hot shooters for Pennsbury.
Yeah, especially if you're looking to get possibly a 3 here, you look to go to your Connor Taddy, one of your best 3-point shooters, or if you're just trying to get a quick 2, maybe try to get a little give and go with Teddy Mangan, cut down the lane, maybe go baseline. But it's going to be really interesting what Coach Emmy goes here for this call, knowing that you only have 20 so seconds left in this game.
Maybe even try to get a quick 2 by getting it inside to Ryan Zuckerman. Try to have him stay active. But we've seen a lot of shots get blocked inside, so. Falcons with 27.1 remaining on the clock. We're in our first overtime session, and Danny Cohen gets handed the basketball to inbounds. Got to get it in, finds Connor Taddy. Taddy up top, drops it off to Zuckerman. Gets it back from him, goes right. Around the perimeter to Cohen, down to 14 seconds to go. Falcons need to get a shot off, and they're going to take another timeout. A lot of time taken there, 11.4 remaining. And now it seems like the Falcons are going to have to try to line up a good look from distance and get a 3-point shot.
Yeah, they had time to try to go for a quick 2, possibly just took too long to try to set things up. And it cost them. Now you only got about 11 seconds to possibly take a clean 3.
Tonight's game on WBCB has been brought to you by Jefferson Health, McCaffrey's Supermarket. This is the McCaffrey's Game of the Night. Thanks to Rob's Automotive and Collision, St. Mary Medical Center, the Bucks County Water and Sewer Authority, Penn Community Bank, Team Toyota helping us with portions of tonight's game, the Revere Restaurant, outstanding Italian cuisine in nearby Ewing Township, New Jersey, the Peruzzi Auto Group, the Trentonian, DiLorenzo's Pizza, of course the Berg Pizza on New Falls Road, Jammer Doors, and the Pennsbury Regional Basketball League, also the Pennsbury Boys Parents Club. If this is an elimination game for Pennsbury, I'm not sure we're going to have one of the players come over and talk with us.
Yeah, that'll be a rough one.
But we will pass along one of those DiLorenzo's gift certificates to one of the standout players for Pennsbury tonight. I think we got to give it to Teddy Mangan, who nailed that two-pointer, helped to get us to overtime, and is back in action after getting hurt a couple of games ago. 11.4 remaining. Cohen to inbound. Into Taddy. Taddy trying to get his shot off. Drops it back to Cohen. Cohen to Zuckerman. Zuckerman for three. No good. The ball batted around. Glantz has the rebound. He races up the floor, and that's the end of tonight's game. The Abington Ghosts get a 45-42 overtime victory and advance in district playoffs to play CB East. That game next Tuesday at Central Bucks East High School. Big thanks to our crew on hand, Gus Barber with our video engineering and helping with the call of the game. Thanks to Rob Gilmore behind the camera, helping to break down the action tonight. To Ben Goldstein, who helped us out with our stats, and Jordan Hirsch, who will have a write-up of tonight's game for you at WBCBsports.com. Taking a look at top scorers tonight. Jeremiah Lee really turned it on in the third quarter and had a big three in overtime. And Jeremiah Lee ends up with 14 points in tonight's game. Leading the Pennsbury Falcons was Ty Kozak. Kozak with just 2 first-half points. Ends up with 9 tonight. Pennsbury with a very balanced attack. They didn't have a scorer that wound up in double digits for them tonight. And Abington gets the win. What an impressive job by Coach Grasty and his team. You got to credit the Falcon fight, though, Rob. I mean, they were down in regulation. They got it to overtime, down in overtime, and that shot from Zuckerman looked like it was going to go when it left his hand, and that could have sent us to overtime number 2, but unfortunately it's a miss, and the Falcons fall just short.
Yeah, Chris, unfortunately it was just one of those nights where the shots were not falling for the Falcons, but you know, like you said, the fight was there. They were going after it. They were getting those second chance opportunities, and they made some shots at the end of regulation to come back from a big deficit and force overtime, and unfortunately just were not able to finish the job in overtime. But a heck of a battle for the Falcons, heck of a battle for both teams tonight, and ends up with Abington coming out on top.
You know, sometimes it just comes down to who is able to make the shots. Both teams taking 15 three-pointers in this game. Pennsbury only hitting 3 of those 15 opportunities, shooting just 20% from beyond the arc. For the Ghosts, they shot 7 of 15, almost 50% from beyond the three-point stripe, and that helped them to this 45-42 final, and they survive and advance. And really for Abington, it was a matter of survival tonight, Gus, because Pennsbury gave them a really tough fight. Again, that Zuckerman 3 looked good, but again, the Falcons bow out in the opening round.
Yeah, just very hard-fought game. Just one thing it comes down to is if you can make your shots and you make stops, and they were able to make their shots, they were able to make stops. It just, when they got to the free throw line, you saw it all year, they couldn't make as many shots as Abington was, and when it came down to it, they couldn't finish the game.
And teams kind of shot even when it comes to that free throw line, but if Pennsbury could have just made a few more of those connections. I mean, neither team shot great. Falcons shot 61%. Abington shot 58% from the stripe. But you raise that percentage up just to 75%, and it's a victory for the Falcons in this one. So I think they'll look back and see maybe some missed opportunities in this game. Abington moving on. We'll be back tomorrow night, back to the Falcons Nest, back on the campus of Pennsbury High School as the Pennsbury Lady Falcons host Penncrest in the opening round of their district bracket, and they look to survive and advance, and if they can, they would move on to play Abington, coincidentally enough. And we'll have that game for you on WBCB. It's a little bit of an earlier start. I think it's a 6 o'clock 6 o'clock tip-off. We'll begin our coverage around 5:45. And looking forward to having you with us for that one. Disappointing finish. Overtime, though. Certainly this game was an exciting one. Back and forth action. And one final time, our score from Pennsbury High School, it was the Abington Ghosts 45 and the Pennsbury Falcons 42. Thanks so much for listening to high school basketball on the WBCB